Good morning, it's Jenny Green here, and this is seriously like my favorite time of year. I'm so excited I had to videotape. Is this safe to videotape and drive, Brenna? Probably not, but I'm not actually in the truck this morning. I'm in my little Mercedes SUV, and there's the truck up ahead of me. We're just pulling out of Ogden because it is summertime and I'm headed home. So this is awesome. Jason gets paid to deliver load up in Washington, and I'm going to follow him up in case I have a flat tire or anything that I don't know how to fix. So I am trucking behind the truck today. Kind of wish I was in the truck because I can't help Jason or do anything. I'm about to call him on the phone and see how he's doing. But I just wanted to, kind of just express my gratitude today for where my life is at. 2 years ago today, it's June. 2 years ago, 2 Junes ago, I was so sick. For all y'all who don't know my story, a couple years ago, I had an infectious disease that was a fungal infection called valley fever, and it had spread to my spine and my brain and disseminated all over the place and was making me really sick. I couldn't even get out of bed. I had seizures and heart problems and all kinds of stuff going on, and then some other stuff. And then right when they started to treat that, one day I was in yoga and I went into downward dog, and I felt something bounce against, first of all, rip, and then bounce against my rib cage. And it was the most intense pain. So I stood up in my yoga class crying, and I'd been with this instructor for a long time, so she knew me really well. And I was totally crying and saying, oh my gosh, something just happened. I pulled something, or I don't even know, something happened. And I got in with a obstetric surgeon right away because I had a friend, Dr. Dahl, who knew a really great obstetric surgeon, Dr. Wilson, and I got in right away, and there was a huge mass in my abdomen. He didn't know what it was. They couldn't image it. They couldn't see what it was, but I would lay in bed at night and Jason could roll it around. It felt like there was a baseball or grapefruit in my abdomen. Oh my gosh, it was so horrible. And it ended up just being this giant mass the size of a tennis ball. I remember coming out of anesthesia, waking up from the surgery in that hospital. Oh, we're hitting the freeway. Yay. I came out of anesthesia, and the first thing I asked was it cancer? Am I going to die? And it wasn't cancer, thank God. But what I didn't know is that during that surgery, I had picked up a super bacteria that is still ruining my life today. I, have some cuss words about this super bacteria, C. diff, and within 14 days, C. diff would almost take my life. I would have a near-death experience, come out of my body, and turn completely septic and almost lose my life in a little hospital in Phoenix, Arizona. So, huge journey. I had that C. diff for 3 years. It was antibiotic resistant. They couldn't make it go away. And up until 2 years ago this June, I spent most of my time in bed for 3 years, and it really culminated 2 years ago because I was so malnourished at that point. I couldn't hardly keep anything down. I couldn't eat anything. My lowest weight was 97 pounds, and my average weight was about 104. So 2 years ago in South Carolina, we just built a big horse farm, and I couldn't get out of bed. I had friends caring for me. I had friends who would come over and feed me soup, and I couldn't even walk out to the kitchen to get a drink of water at that point, and thought my life was over. But I finally had a treatment that a bunch of friends raised money to take me down to Florida for a GI doctor who had a new treatment and totally saved my life. And anyway, made my infection go away. But that year I wanted to go home to Oregon so bad. My whole family's up there. It's where I'm born and raised. And we're stuck in South Carolina, and I couldn't even walk across the street. And I started laying in bed just visualizing what it would be like to get in my own little car and drive myself up to Portland. I couldn't even get myself a drink of water. But I just focused and I prayed and I gave it to God and said, this is my desire. Let me go home. Let me go walk in the door of Grandma's house and feel that excitement of summertime and being home. And I didn't even see it happening. There was no way. But here I am on the road. Oh, yikes. This guy just cut me off. Creepy. Anyway, I'm on the road behind my big rig, heading home. 12 hours from now, I'll be walking the door to Grandma's house. So any of you out there who are feeling discouraged and whether it's health problems or marriage problems, got some of that going on too, or teenage problems, or maybe you just, you don't know how you're going to make your rent and how anything's ever going to happen in your life and you've given up. I gave up completely, died, like came out of my body. Thought that was the end to everything. And here I am 2 years later on the road, heading home. So God is God of miracles. Things can change. Just sit back, open your heart, pray, and wait for that miracle to happen. Right, Benna? Is Benna back there? My little driver helper. Don't give up. Hold on, even if you're holding on by your fingernails. So thanks for watching, y'all. And I'm going to go enjoy the drive. Beautiful Ben Lomond Peak in northern Utah. Such a pretty day. I got to catch up with my husband and stop videotaping in the car. This is dangerous. Peace, love, and health, y'all. Mwah.